Shalom. This is the Gare in every parsha. We're doing parshas Vayera. I think you're gonna like what we deal with here. We'll start with the first pasuk. Vayera elav Hashem be'elone Mamre v'hu Yosef Pesach ha'ohel chacham hayom. Hashem appeared to him in the plains of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance of the tent in the heat of the day. So, who's him? Him is Avraham. This was right after his circumcision. Remember, we left off with Lech Lecha last week. So it tells us he was sitting in the plains of Mamre. Who's Mamre? Mamre was one of his three friends. If you go back to Parshas Lech Lecha, and actually in verse 13 of chapter 14, it says, "And the fugitive came and told Avraham the Ivri, who dwelt in the plains of Mamre, the Amorite, the brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner, and they were parties to the covenant of Abraham." So, what does it mean? They were parties to the covenant of Abraham. Rashi says over there that they entered into a covenant with him, that they actually made a covenant with Abraham. So that's what it means, that they were parties to the covenant of Abraham. But that, I don't really like that explanation, because it was the covenant of Abraham, and everybody knows what the covenant of Abraham was. The covenant of Abraham was circumcision. As a matter of fact, there's another opinion that says, the Targum Yerushalmi understands the covenant of our verse as the covenant of circumcision, and they were parties to the covenant because they participated in Abraham's circumcision. So it's interesting that if there's another midrash in Lech Lecha 42:8 that says, "And why was he named Mamre?" Rabbi Azariah said in the name of Rav Yehuda, who said in the name of Rav Shimon, he was called Mamre because he made his face defiant, Mamra, toward Avraham. For when the Holy One, blessed is he, told Avraham to circumcise himself, he went and conferred with his three friends, who are mentioned in our verse, Aner, Eshcol, Mamre. Each gave a different piece of advice. So the commentaries want to say that he wasn't asking whether he should really do circumcision, but he was asking whether he should do it in public or whether he should do it in private, whether he should let the whole world know or whether he shouldn't. And the reason was because he was scared that if he maimed himself and that takes like 3 days to recover from circumcision, that he was going to be weak and he was going to be susceptible to attack. So he confers with his three friends. So Aner said to him, "You're already nearly 100 years old, and you are going to bring such pain upon yourself?" Asking a rhetorical question, basically saying, "Why are you going to do it? You're already old, and you're gonna bring pain on yourself." So Eshcol said to him, "Why are you going and subjecting yourself to the sword among your enemies?" So those two are basically reinforcing his fear. But Mamre said to him, "This is your God who stood by you in the fiery furnace and in the battle against the four kings and in times of famine, when you found food in Egypt, and God protected you there. And when it comes to this matter, that he told you to circumcise yourself, you are not going to listen to him." So he asks a third rhetorical question. But his rhetorical question is, listen, God protected you this whole time till now. He told you to circumcise yourself. Do it. Basically, and you do it in public. So the Holy One, blessed be he, the Midrash continues, he said to Mamre, "You gave Avraham counsel to undergo circumcision. By your life I will reveal myself to him, Avraham, neither in the palace of Aner nor in the palace of Eshcol, but only in your palace. Thus it is written, Hashem appeared to him, to Avraham, in Elone Mamre." So we see here that it has to do with bringing the religion of Avraham to the rest of the world. And that idea is reiterated again when we get to the Midrash Rabbah in Vayera, and it says, that that the reason that God appeared to Abraham is because specifically that he circumcised his servants. And so it brings down that that at the end of Parshas Lech Lecha, it talks about him circumcising his servants, and then right in the beginning of Parshas Vayera, it talks about God appearing to him. So Abraham says that it was for only the reason that I circumcised my servants and I converted my servants over to my religion that I merited that God would reveal himself to me. And it's very interesting that this idea is pushed over and over and over again in the Midrash Rabbah, and especially so much in the beginnings in Bereshis and about Abraham. The idea of Abraham bringing his religion and bringing the light of God and the revelation of God to the rest of the world, not keeping it to himself, not keeping it in private, but bringing it out in public and bringing it to the rest of the world. And the Midrash talks about how that was specifically because he converted his slaves, and that he did justice for them. He opened the door for converts. That's why every convert is a B'nai Avraham, because Avraham is the father of all converts. Avraham was a convert himself. And if he was the first Jew, then that means the first Jew was a convert. And that means that the first beginning of Judaism was begun by a convert. So this idea is pushed, and it says that basically that the idea that you says in the Midrash 48:8, Hashem appeared to Abraham, etc., while he was sitting at the entrance of the tent. And the Midrash expounds on the words Pasach Ohel, Ha'ohel, at the entrance of the tent. And God said to Abraham, "You have opened a good door to passers-by." That's why the chuppah has no sides on it, because that was considered to be the tent of Abraham. It was open on all sides for guests. And you have opened a good door for converts. For if it were not for you, I would not have created heaven and earth, as it is written regarding the heavens, and stretches them like a tent to dwell in. That's Isaiah 40:22. Furthermore, for if it were not for you, I would not have created the orb of the sun, as it is written, in their midst he has set up a tent for the sun, in Psalm 1950. And furthermore, for if it were not for you, I would not have created the moon, as it is written, behold, the moon passed by and cast no light, in Job 25:5. So we see that it's basically the creation of the entire world was connected and attributed to Avraham because he was kind to guests. He was kind to strangers, passers-by, people who were traveling through, and he brought his religion. He brought the truth of God to the rest of the world. And he converted people. So, and it says that the whole world was created for Abraham because of that, because of these things that he was doing. So I think we need to look at that, and we need to say, if the reward for making converts to Abraham was that God appeared to him, and that we're looking for Mashiach to come, so that it says that we will all see God with the eyes of our flesh, we will all see godliness, and that's what we're waiting for, and that's what we're looking for. And there's an idea brought down in Kabbalah by the Ari that the Mashiach will not come until all righteous converts are made and discovered. Then it just might be that the reward for the Jews making all the converts that they're supposed to make, which is their mission in this world, will cause that Mashiach should come and that God will reveal himself to us, just the same way that he revealed himself to Avraham in the plains of Mamre. Thanks for listening. This is the Ger in Parshas Vayera. Next we'll do Chayesara.